Yep, so here's the plowing. I was going to plow in the rain, but it started coming down like buckets. And I got the chickens up here on the porch with me. Actually, they're not with me. I'm kind of with them. But you can see out in the field, I mean, we're getting a golly washer. I haven't even taken a look at the radar yet to see what's going on, but this could delay me a little bit in plowing. I mean, I don't mind turning some wet dirt, and actually this ground over here, it dries off pretty quick, but where I showed you in yesterday's video, it don't. Oh yeah, you can see the water pulled up right behind me. Now, believe it or not, this water, this is well-drained soil. So within 24 hours, this will drain off. 36 at the onset. That's if we don't get any more rain. But today what I'm going to do is go and talk about my Farmall M and the things I did to it that have made it a better tractor, in my opinion. And one thing that I would do to it to make it an even better tractor beyond the things that I already did. Thank you to all those that have voted for the tractor that I'm going to be plowing this field with. I really appreciate it. And let's go talk about the Farmall M. If you like antique farming and old stuff, I have old stuff that I buy and sell and whatever all the time. Subscribe to this channel. Hit that red button and the bell. Boom! Oh yeah, and the rain stopped, and look at that beautiful 5-month-old rooster right there. Guess what? He's red, and he ain't in the shed. If he was green, he would be. That's a Rhode Island red. Boom! Yeah, so today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the M. Some of you have been with me for a year or more, and I've been through a little bit of mini trials and tribulations with this tractor, and a couple of things I've had on here now for a little over a year. And I want to give you a 1-year update. Are they working? Are they not working? So the first thing I want to talk about is my inline filter. How did that work out for me? I know there's originalists that are just no-goes on the inline. They ain't digging it, they ain't buying it. But I'm going to tell you from a very practical, workable standpoint, that it's made all the difference in the world. I haven't had to take that carburetor off there once and clean it or nothing. Now, I am using non-ethanol fuel in this, 90 octane, and that I think has helped too, but nothing. I could have ran regular 93 octane in this, and nothing would have superseded that fuel filter, and here it is. So that's really made a difference. Some guys I've seen, I go to auctions, they'll have an inline fuel filter, and they'll get rid of this sediment bowl entirely, and I think that's a mistake. And the reason I think it's a mistake, not because the sediment couldn't be caught in the filter, because that's actually a water separator. So if you get moisture in your fuel, that will separate it. So you're losing out on the ability to do that. And I can tell you, any water in the fuel that's running through that carb, and it's gonna sput and sputter, no questions asked. So I left that original, and actually that's a whole new assembly that I put up in the tank itself. The one mistake I made putting that new assembly on there is that I could have went deeper into the tank and put a screen over top of it, and I think that would have helped. Now, somebody suggested in the comments, and I thought it was a really cool suggestion, is that you put a magnet, a couple magnets on the tank to absorb if you have any rust or any loose shavings or anything in there to attract those. And I thought that was a good idea. I haven't done it yet. I'm gonna do it. There's no reason not to do it. But that's the only thing I can tell you. If you're gonna put a new assembly on, I would go deeper into the tank and screen it over to the top, so it's actually drawn in from, I don't know, a ½ inch higher than the bottom of the tank. So that's one thing different I would do. Now, another thing is that I did do on this is I have an electronic ignition on this tractor. Okay, you can see I got the 3 ohm flamethrower on there and whatnot. Now, Initially, I went with Pentronics, okay? Now, I don't know, you can do your own research or what, but nothing beats firsthand experience. And my experience with Pentronics was not good. I went through 2 electronic ignition modules. They burn out. The one thing I didn't know the first time it burned out is that if this key's on, if that ignition's hot, and you got that key on for over, I can't remember the exact time frame, and I don't even know if there is one, but I'm going to tell you, more than 2 or 3 minutes, you will burn your module out. If that ignition stays hot, the module will stay hot and burn out. So you'll go to start it and you won't have any fire. So that was a problem for me. The next one I had in there also burned out, so I said screw it. I went on eBay, and there was I wish I could give you the name of the seller, but it was a very generic electronic ignition for this M, and he gave me a 5-year warranty on the electronic ignition. It was absolutely a no-brainer. A no-brainer. You don't get warranties typically on electronics anyways, but I did on this, and I was just like, yeah, you know, even if I have to change the stupid thing out 2 or 3 times to get it right. Well, I think if I had to do that, I would go back to points and condenser. I really do. But this one's ran me for about a year. The carburetor stayed really good because of the inline filter. Those are 2 things that I've done. And again, the only thing different I would do is I would go deeper into the tank. I would draw from about a 1/2 inch high, and it would be screened. That's it. But you can see in the bottom of that bowl, there is some sediment in there. This tractor's been ran hard over the last couple of weeks. Now, I haven't made videos about everything that I do, but I am going to plow. This is going to pull the 216 and whatnot. But you know, and that's about 2 weeks worth of sediment that's sucking out of this. I do keep my tractors full, and again, I do run non-ethanol. And I know, oh man, you grow corn and you run non-ethanol? I sure do. Anything that deals that you have in the carburetor that has plastic or rubber, ethanol, it's an alcohol, man. It eats plastic, it eats rubber. I'm sorry. Do I burn ethanol fuel in my car? You better believe I do. Like a champ. Probably use it more than anyone else. But when it comes to the delicacies of chainsaws and carburetors with needle valves and little rubber tips and things like that, I want non-ethanol. I do not use a lead additive in this. I don't. I think it's a little bit on the gimmicky side. You can do other things to counter that and whatnot, but I just don't do it. My next move is on this positive terminal. I'm going to put a shut-off. I'm just going to put a shut-off. The field wire on this will have a diode to keep this from back drifting, trickling back. That idea came from H Turbo. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And whatnot. Now these front tires are 650 16s. They're not in good shape. I was at an auction and the guy was bid warring me. Yeah, I just said, screw it, you can have them, dude. We got up to 90 and then 95, and yeah, can I get 100? Can I get 100? How about 105? How about 100? I was like, no, you can't, because I can order them online delivered for about $1.20, and they are brand new. But you can see they're clearly dry rotted. I do have good tread on my paddle wheels here. 15 5/38, good tread on the paddle wheels. They've been beat. They're not road worn. So in other words, somebody hasn't beat this down the road, but these are weather checked too. And it's to the point where I'm going to have to put skins on it. I am. Fenders are next. Skins. A shut-off for the positive battery. Hydraulic works like a champ. You saw my discing video where I changed out to a 4-inch cylinder. You'd think this thing was a 1206, the way it lifts and lowers. For those of you that are not aware of, are not really familiar with antique tractors, this is a 1940. I know you go out to your car and you pull a dipstick and you wipe it off, and then you dip it again, you pull it, and that's the oil you got in your tank. This does not have a dipstick. Now, this has the old petcock. You can see the drain in the bottom, and that's where you drain the oil out. Now, You have a lower and an upper petcock there, okay? What I do is I unscrew the top one and I put a little stick in there and come out, and there should be oil on it. If there's not, I'm usually a quart low in oil, so I add oil to it. And believe it or not, I do run 1540 diesel oil in this machine right here. So when I change the oil out, I'll do a video on that and show you the way I do it. Now, a lot of people are not real impressed with the fact that these are dish in. But what dish in does right here for me is it allows me to move the wheel in closer. And what the wheel in closer does, I could run duals. I do have inside clamps on these. I probably will turn these around just so I can get a cool set of duals and muscle this machine up a little bit. But you can see here, right there, it's rigged for the clamp-ons. I don't like the clamp-on duals as much as I do the hub duals, but guess what? In 1940, that's what you went with. You had the clamp-on duals, there you go, and whatnot. So I'm really happy with this machine and the little bit of things I've had to do over it. I did a full service on it when I bought it. High-tran, the hydraulics, the rear, I emptied the rear out, redid that, the oil, you name it, I did it. Readjusted the valves back to factory settings. That's something if you get a Farmall letter tractor or whatever, you're probably going to want to do. Most guys are going to ignore that. Did a full tune-up, all new wires, all new plugs, set the plugs correctly. And you can tell it's just a beast of a runner. These water pumps over here do have zerks on them. There's 2 zerks, and a lot of times people will forget to grease those. And you want to hit those. You don't want to blow the seals out of them, but you want to give them a little bit of love, because if you don't, you just keep running, you're going to be changing a water pump out. But I will tell you this much, this is so easy to work on. Anybody could learn to do it. So, hey, thanks for watching. The field's wet, or you know I'd be out turning dirt right now. Catch tomorrow's video, and I'll decide, based on your votes of yesterday's video, if we're plowing with the 7 or we're plowing with the M. Boom!